If you have been finding it difficult to make shirt collar, I don't know if you've heard about cut together collar. So in this video, I will be showing you exactly how I made this buttoned down shirt with cut together collar. Okay, so it is very simplified, very easy, and very well detailed. This is a button down shirt with short sleeves and then a popping colored stylish pocket in front. So guys, welcome back to the channel if this is your first time, and thank you so much. God bless you if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you for supporting me. So for the making of this shirt, the first thing I will do is to get my starting line, and from my starting line I will mark my bust point, which is 10 inches, and then my under bust and the waistline, and then the full length of those shirts plus the hemming allowance, which is 25 inches. And then I will place my tape on the other side to get my horizontal lines as well, making sure to get my bust, my waist, and then the full length of my shirt, which is 25 inches plus the hemming allowance. Okay, so after that, I'll go ahead to connect my dots together. After connecting my dots together, I will head over to marking and getting my circumferences. This is the back piece of the shirt. You can see I folded it into two. There is no slit at the back. So at this my starting line, I'll mark the neckline, which is 3 inches, and then I'll mark the shoulder line, which is 8 inches. But because this is a shirt, I am making it 8.5. Then for the neck depth, I am marking 1 inch. Remember, this is the fabric, this is not our pattern paper. And then on that 1 inch, I will connect it all the way to the neckline. So for the shoulder, I just came up by 1 inch from the bust line because this is not a very fitted shirt. So on my bust point, I will get my bust divided by 4 and also mark it just to get my armhole curve. So at this point, I slanted my shoulder by 1 inch. This is a shirt, okay, so it is not going to be fitted. There is no point slanting it by 1.5. okay, so at my armhole curve, after getting it, I came inside by 1/2 inch because I said it's not fitted. And then while getting my circumferences for the bust area, my waist area, I added extra 1.5 inches. And then at the hemming area, I will mark my hip divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches as well. And then I'll connect it all the way, as you can see on the video. Okay, so after connecting, for this shirt, the hemming area is going to be having a curve. Then for the curve, because this is not very well showing, so what I did is that at the hem line, I came up by 3 inches, and then from the open area, I came in by 3 inches as well, you can see. And then I connected it to give me just a little curve. The curve is not very visible, just a little curve. Okay, you can see it. I am curving it already, or you can even eyeball it with your eyes. You don't necessarily need to mark 3 inches. That is if you want to have a curve at the hem of your shirt. Okay, so the next thing I'll do right now is to cut it out just as you are seeing me do on the video, and also add my folding or stitching allowance at the armhole area, that is by 1/2 inch, and then at the neckline area, and then at the shoulder area, as you can see on the video. Do not forget that we are drafting directly on our fabric, so you need to still add your 1/2 inches stitching allowance or joining allowance at the necessary places. Okay, so guys, you can see after cutting the back piece, we'll head over to cutting for the front piece. So for us to achieve the front piece, I have already folded my material into 2, and now I am getting my starting point because we are going to be having button area at the front of our shirt. So right now I'm going to mark 2.5 inches. Remember, this is on fold. 2.5 inches is for our buttonhole allowance. Okay, so I'll mark it starting from the up to the full length of my shirt. Remember that this 2.5 inches is the average measurement you need for your button and buttonhole. So at the end of my 2.5 inches, that is where I placed my back shirt. So at this point, I have to come down by 3 inches for the front piece. As you can see, remember that the front piece is going to have a deeper neckline. So I'll connect it all the way to the armhole as well. As you can see, this is for the front piece. Okay, so depth, our neckline depth for the front is 3 inches. And then remember that as you are cutting it out, you have to add sewing allowance at the neckline area and then at the shoulder area and armhole area as well. So right now I am cutting it out so I can start joining my pieces together, as you can see on the video. So guys, this is my pieces. The next thing I will do is to notch the area where our buttonhole started. So this is the area of our 2.5 inches. I am going to notch it on both sides, that's at the up and at the down area, so I will know where we are going to be using for our buttonhole allowance. Okay, so at this point I have to separate my back and front pieces and then join them together at the shoulder area. So I'll head over to the sewing machine and stitch them down together, as you can see on the video. So the next thing I'm doing right now is to open it up and then join them at the shoulder area. So for me to join my shirt, remember, for me to fold in my buttonhole area, this is what I'll be doing. I'll fold in by 1/2 inch and then fold it in again on 1 inch. Okay, this is where I'm going to be stitching down. So before I do that, I'll make sure that I place hemming gum in between, because this will help give it stability and firmness. Okay, because if you don't insert hemming gum while stitching down your buttonhole allowance, trust me, it is not going to be firm. So the next thing now I will do is to head on to the collar making. For us to achieve this 2-in-1 collar, that is cut together collar, I will fold my paper into 2 like this and then get my starting point, and that is what I am doing. Just look closely and see what I'm doing. So I will divide my collar circumference, that's my neckline circumference, into 2 again, and then mark it at the center and then mark it on those points. Remember that this paper is divided into 2, so I divided my collar into 2, that's my neckline into 2, and then marked it. So at that point I marked 9.5 inch. I will come up by 1/2 inch, as you can see. So I will make sure to slant from this my starting point all the way to the mid point of this line. Okay, just to give it a curved shape. So the next thing I will do is to mark 1 inch upwards, that is all through this line that you are seeing. Remember, this is our starting line. Okay, I will go up by 1 inch all the way till the end of my line. Okay, as you can see on the video. So the next thing I will do now is to join them together at this side and then create a curve. Look at the side I am creating this curve. This is not the base of our collar. This curving part is not the base of our collar. So the next thing I will do now is at this point that you are seeing, I will make sure to come in by 1 inch from this point to this place. I'll come in by 1 inch. You can see it on the video, and then I'll mark 2.5 inches upwards. You can see I'll mark 2.5 inches upwards. Okay, this is the main collar, and then at this point I will also mark 2.5 inches upwards, as you can see on the video, and then use my straight rule to connect everything together, as you can see. So at this middle point I'll come down by 1/2 inch and then connect it all the way like this. Just make sure you are following what I am doing. Just watch closely and you will understand this method very perfectly. Okay guys, so at this point now we have to connect it with our straight through. So after connecting it, the next thing we are going to do right now is to extend the edge of this main collar by 1 inch, meaning that the length is going to be longer than the other side. As you can see, this is the collar all together. It is called together collar. Yes, it is called together collar, and it is very easy to make. So what I'll do next is to cut it out, as you can see on the video. So the next thing is to gently cut this curved area, because this is where actually makes it a cut together collar. And if you look closely, you will see that this part of the main collar is longer in length than the down part of the main collar. While you open it up this way, you will see that this collar is 2-in-1, that is cut together. And now I have placed it on my fabric, which I'll be using to make this collar. So what we will do next is that I am not going to be removing this pattern paper, because it will be a guide for me to stitch very closely and to give it that exact shape and measurement I need before cutting out the excesses. So guys, you can see this is the aftermath of our collar after stitching it down, and at this point I have already removed the pattern paper, as you can see, giving me the exact measurement that I require to join it to the neckline of my shirt. So the next thing I did is to notch the center area, and then at this point I will go ahead to fix it on my neckline. For us to fix it on my neckline, you see this place in the shirt is actually the wrong side, but that is not where we are going to start in fixing our shirt collar. We are going to start from the right side. That is the front side of this shirt. You can see this is the right side. Okay, so I'll go ahead to match the center point of my collar to the center point of my neckline, that is at the front, and then use my pin to pin it like this and stitch it on 1/2 inches joining allowance. Okay, and then after doing that, I also stitched down the other side. You can see the collar already. It is looking very neat. It is looking very easy and very simple. Just look at it from this side, you will see that it is so neat, because here is supposed to be the last point that you are supposed to stitch this shirt collar. Okay guys, so this is the first place we joined, and then this is the second place we joined, because this is where people get to look at. This is where the eyes get to meet when you put on your shirt. Okay, so the other place is supposed to come first, while the inside is supposed to come second. So at this point, this is what we'll be using for our shirt. This is a soft crepe fabric, and then for the making of this pocket, we are going to, I cut the width of 5 inches for this pocket, and then for the length, I'll be using length of 7 inches for this pocket. Okay, so the next thing I did is to fold in this side of the pocket and stitch it down using the same color of thread, and then fold this side as well, and then I'll stitch it down using the same color of thread, and then fold the upper part and stitch it all down to give me a very finished look. So the next thing I'll do now is to fold in my shirt to give me the desired length I would want it to be, and to also give it just a little folding or a little design, whatever, however you want to make your shirt pocket to be. Okay, so the next thing I did is to fold it in like this. Just follow the movement I am using in the making of the shirt, and then I'll stitch it down this is the look after stitching it down. If you look closely again, this is not exactly how it is going to be for us to stitch it on the shirt. So I'll go ahead to fold in the upper part of this pocket like this and stitch this place and also stitch this other place. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is that we'll go ahead to mark the measurement where we are going to be placing our pockets. So for the actual measurement I used in placing this pocket is that I came down by, from the shoulder length, I came down by 8 inches. I did not later use these 6 inches that I'm marking, guys. So the length I used from the shoulder was actually 8 inches. At that inches that I placed the pocket, and then from the buttonhole line I came in by 1.5 inch. Okay, and then I placed it this way. So at this point, I will use my pins to hold it firmly because it will help secure this pocket properly on how it is going to rest on the chest area. Okay, so I advise that you do not neglect your pins at this point because it is going to help you hold the pockets firmly while stitching it down. So I'm going to stitch down this place, guys, and then stitch down this place and also stitch down this other place that you can see, these 3 places, leaving this other open area because that is where your hands are going to be entering inside. So you can see I have also gone ahead to place my black buttons. These are the kind of buttons I placed, and you can see the hem part, and this is the curved area that I told you about, just a slight curve. And then this is the color of our shirt. You can see this material, I don't know if to call it jonkoso or whatever because it is actually giving that jonkoso texture. So this is the material, this is the shirt, and this is the final look of our shirt, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You can see how this 2-piece is looking all glammed up. Trust me, this is a very comfortable casual piece that you can rock anywhere at any time, at any day, guys. If you are a student, if you are going for office work, trust me, you need casual 2-piece like this. So thank you so much for supporting me and for showing me love and for watching this video till the end. I really appreciate. Bye bye and God bless you.